balls. Welcome back to my workshop. Now today I'm doing some more wood turning on my lathe now that I've fixed it. And one thing I have trouble with is making little balls like this. Now I'm making another gnome like I did in this video. Okay, and obviously I need some hands and a nose, and these want to be little round balls. I can never turn a ball round. It ends up being a bit oval and not quite nice. Okay, so what I've done is I've come up with a really dangerous method of making balls. Let me show you what I do. Right, so the first thing I need is a little bit of stock. I've got this dodgy piece of old oak that's made up of lumps of oak. I'm going to try and use this. Last time I used this bit of sapele, used it all up. So the first thing I've got to do is cut this so it's square. I'm going to do that on the table saw, I think. Right, so I've got my stock in the lathe now. The first thing I've got to do is turn it sort of round, because obviously this is too big and it's a bit too square. So I've got to turn it round just so I can cut into it properly. Right, I could have started off with a much smaller piece of stock. I seem to have wasted most of this. I've cut it in half and I've cut it down quite a bit, so it's now a lot narrower. Right, this is where it starts getting a bit irresponsible. What I want to do now is use one of these. Okay, this is a hole saw, and what I've done is I've taken the drill out of the middle. Okay, so the idea is I now want to drill into this piece of wood, okay, until I've drilled it enough that I end up with a little ball like this. Okay, that's the plan, but obviously I can't just hold this in the drill and do that because it will never work. So I've got my drill, and what I need is a drill stand to hold it all steady. I'm going to use this drill stand. Now this is just basically a cheap drill stand. Okay, I've had it a million years, hasn't even got a make on it. Power fix. Okay, so it's not the best quality in the world, but it should be okay. Now the idea is I'm going to bolt this hole through the bottom. I'm going to bolt that to the bed of the lathe, and then my drill is obviously going to go in here. Okay, and then I'm going to drill down into the piece of wood. So the first thing I've got to do is fix this base to the lathe dead in the centre, because if it's wonky it's going to go badly wrong. Okay, to bolt this to the bed of the lathe, I'm going to use a piece of threaded rod, okay, and a small block of wood with one of these fixings in the bottom. Okay, so this screws into this through the bottom of the drill press. Okay, so let's see if I can do that. Okay, so I've now got this roughly mounted in here. None of this is tight yet. I need to put my drill in here with my hole saw in it. Okay, then mount this in here and then tighten that up. Right, now I have to line this up with the dead centre of my piece of stock. Right, How are we going to do that? Right, hopefully you can see from there because the camera's leaning up against all sorts of stuff. Now, imagine a straight line between the centre of this straight up the middle of the drill. Okay, so this has got to be in the middle because there's no drill to actually guide it. Okay, so this is tight. This is all tight in the drill. This is in line with this, so now I can tighten the base. Just got my little spanner. Okay, make sure that it's nice and secure. Right, secure, secure, secure. So when that drills, okay, it should drill straight onto the end of that. What could possibly go wrong? Right, I think I'm ready. Right, so what we need is we need the drill to be on its highest speed setting, and we need the lathe to be quite slow. So in that way it cuts on both sides. Okay, so let's turn the lathe down. Okay, lathe is down. Start the drill. Okay. Right, typical me, I forgot to start the camera again, but just so you can see, this is one I've just done. I'll do you another one. Okay, I'll just run over that with a little bit of Yorkshire grit. Right, let's do another one so you can actually see what I did. Right, due to the joys of making YouTube videos, I've just gone to edit the video, and the only bit of the video that showed me actually doing this was corrupt. So it's now Sunday night. I've set up again just to show you nice people what I've actually done. Okay, so here we go again. Right, so this one's not quite as nice as the one I turned the other day, but it's a ball. Obviously I should have left it on there and give it a sand, and this is what happens when you sand it. Okay, obviously you can spend a bit more time if you want it a bit smoother. I could have sanded that a little bit more, but that's the principle. All right, let's cut this off. Got myself a nice little ball. Right, so that's about the size of it. I've cut myself a couple of little balls now, like this. I'd never be able to get them this round just by doing it with hand tools or by chisels. These are going to go on my next little gnome. Okay, these are a couple of little arms. Okay, so that's it basically. If you're going to do this, be very careful. It's very dangerous. The only reason I'm doing it is because I'm useless and I can't turn. Okay, but if you're going to do something like this, be very careful. Things can go wrong very quickly. All right, that's about it. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye. Oh, there's so much stuff in the way.